start its thing. All right, we live. Perfect. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, so I should be live, and if I refresh my phone, I should theoretically be able to view my live stream. Theoretically. Because YouTube, I swear, I just want to read my chat on my phone if I can. That'd be great. Let me try reloading YouTube. Also, boys and girls, if I could get a yay or nay on the audio. Okay. Bruh. Can I seriously not view my live stream? Are we live? I bet it says we're live. You know what? I may just have to open up. Dude, like YouTube, what in the shit are you doing? Yellow. Dog, seriously, what is going on? Live. Let me see. And according to this, my live stream doesn't exist. What? I know I'm live. Let's go on YouTube Studio. Let's see if maybe they moved it now to where that's the only place that I can view it and see it, which normally it doesn't even work, which is hilarious. The fact that YouTube Studio on the phone doesn't even let me, yeah, it doesn't show me anything. According to this, I haven't even, good Lord, according to this, I haven't even started the live stream. YouTube, you're the literal worst piece of shit on earth. I swear. Like, okay. So let me go into my YouTube Studio. Then let me go into the Go Live thingamajigger. Then let me click here. Then let me go into, it won't matter. Pop out chat. Here we go. Fucking nuke that. Okay, audio sounds good. Sweet. Awesome. Thanks everyone for bearing with me while I stumbled through just getting chat. So duly noted, don't try and do it on your phone, because apparently YouTube doesn't, like, it always shows up once I start going live. But now, no, nothing. Like, nothing on the phone. Like, I really wouldn't get this upset with YouTube if they weren't a multi-billion-dollar company. Like, that is, it takes an incredible amount of work and effort to be a piss-poor company when you have billions in the bank. Like, I think we can all agree it takes work. DT, or Derek, how's it going? Hope the day's treating you well. Ask the chat if you're live or not. Exactly. Dan, thank you for letting me know the audio's all good. Thanks everybody for showing up. Hope all of you guys are having as good of a morning / day as I am. I don't know why I'm saying morning. It's 6 o'clock in the afternoon here for me. Let me go ahead and open up my Dr. Pepper, because I'm going to need some energy for this, because what we're going to be going through is we need to reduce the size of my GitLab repo, my .files repo. Now, I have tried to do this research myself, but I have no effing clue on what I'm doing. No earthly idea. My experience with Git is pretty basic, to say the absolute least. I use Git barely successfully. Barely. So apparently what it is we need to, like, somehow carve out or, like, delete a whole bunch of the repo's history to reduce space. But I swear to God, I cannot find one link on the internet that talks about doing this without recreating the repo or potentially just deleting extra files from the repo. I can't find one freaking thing on the internet talking about how to just, like, I don't know. I can't remember what it's called, like filter repo or some bullshit like that. I don't know. anyway, we're going to be doing that. And then also we're going to be diving into talking about my dot files, kind of what's going on there. Scott, who also goes by Arch Center. Wait, did I really just now get I just now got a notification for it, so I can read the chat on my phone. Awesome. Okay, so I don't have to have this big chat window up here on the stream. Sick. Awesome. It's 1 a.m. Oh, rough. Well, hopefully you're going to enjoy your late night and then get some good sleep. So let me go ahead and I'll nuke that because now I can see the chat over here if need be. I'm actually going to move my glass that I'm using to rest my phone on. I'm going to move that over here just a little bit closer. That way I can see this. And let's load it up. So you can definitely see I am using Qt browser. Love Qt browser. Love it. And I've also changed up the theme for the system quite a bit. And if you haven't checked my dot files pretty recently, it's changed like quite a bit. We have not only a new GIF or GIF, however you want to, I don't know, however you want to say it. We got a new one of these, so you can, it's more reflective of, well, the actual system that I'm using. I've went with the Dracula color scheme just because, yeah, I don't know. I like Solarize, but I just wanted something a little bit different, you know? And I tried a whole bunch of different ones. I was very close to going with Gotham. So close, actually. I don't know if it's still in the repo. Let me see if it's in here. It is. This is how close I was. Okay, so you can see I actually did. I totally forgot I did this. I did upload my Gotham wallpaper that I made that's a little bit different. And there's like a, when you look at it like from here, you can't really tell it, but I put something a little interesting in here. So if I go to this, if we scroll in, I should be able to do that, right? Yeah. Right. Come on. What the, can I not? Ah, there we go. That's exactly where I want to be. Yeah. Okay. So I put the OpenBSD Puffy like behind a billboard, like, or like there was, so like this, originally this whatever that is had like some yellow like smiley face like painted or something on the side of it, and I just put Puffy over that. Just to, I don't know, I have no idea. I was bored one night. I can't explain it. Okay, I just messed around with it, so that's in there. If you use the Gotham color scheme, there's a nice little OpenBSD touch to the wallpaper. But this is what I'm using for my XenoDM Rice, which is also here in my dot files. You can go into X11 XenoDM, and I mean, your Etsy folder is where you'd want to copy this to, but I've got my X resources in here where it's themed and all set up. And I also have the nice like login fail. If you didn't see, I posted a short earlier talking about it, but yeah, and then we also have our X setup, which sets the import rice background. So I have a friend, he wants to switch from Linux to Windows. What should I say to make him stay on Linux? Nothing. That's pathetic. Like, don't beg someone to use something. Like, no. If they want to use Windows for whatever reason, let them use Windows. Like, it doesn't matter. It's genuinely, it's something that makes the Linux community and open source community really kind of like just desperate and like clingy as hell. Just, please God, don't leave. Please don't use something. Please, no. No, like that's pathetic. Like if they want to use something else, let them use whatever else it is. Like the whole idea of Linux is like when you get ass pummeled by Microsoft or Apple or whoever, when your data inevitably gets leaked, your email inevitably gets leaked, some personal information inevitably goes up in the wind, that like Linux is, and open source, BSD, like whatever, Unix in general, it's here for you, baby. Come back. Like that's the whole idea. Like I mean, let them go off and use whatever they want to use. If they enjoy using Windows, cool. Who cares? Like, let them use Windows. Doesn't matter. It's like 80% of people already do. So like, who cares? Like, another person out of the millions of people that uses Windows, like, no. Tell him he will never get a girlfriend if he switches to Windows. Derek, you little loller. Okay, so I've got the Zeno DM stuff I put in here. I've done a little bit more. I changed up the application menu and added some of the stuff that I like to have in there. Like, you know, I've got, oh, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, that's also not what I meant to do. But anyway, I can click over here and we've got the nice application menu. Can get the nice little window browser if I wanted to switch to a different window, and obviously got my different workspaces or groups as they are. And I mean, they are groups. I don't know why I add the air quotes. They are groups in the Calm Window Manager or CWM, but they're essentially workspaces. They're like the same thing. So whatever. How's it going? Welcome, Belil. Again, I'm going to butcher your username. I'm so sorry. I thought the whole point of Linux was to police each other. Of course. Like, it's supposed to be a self-flatulating experience. Come on. Where's your bar? Don't have one. Don't need a bar. Never need a bar. If I want to do, like, okay, so we'll pop down to my CWMRC and we'll talk about this. Again, the whole point of the stream is to not just try to attempt to get my dot files much smaller, which again, I have a feeling it's just going to come down to clearing like the commit history and stuff like that. From what I've heard, like when I upload like big files, like I may have a couple to like a few 4K wallpapers in my pictures directory, but it's besides the point. When I change those or like upload different ones, whatever, like even though they get removed from the repo, they don't actually get removed from the history of the repo. So when you git clone it, it's much bigger. Like here's an example. If I git clone my .files repo, it is about 120 something megabytes. Like it is fucking massive. But if I download like not even a zip, like if I just download the zip, which again, yes, the zip would be smaller, but nowhere near this smaller. Yes, I want to overwrite the file because I did already download it just to see how big it was, like as a zip. Uncompressed, this is still not as big as the actual repo itself. So it's 20 megabytes. No, wait. Huh? Am I downloading again? No, I don't want to download again, but thank you for asking, cute browser. But anyway, yeah, so I think we just got to carve back the history or some shit. I don't know. Like, but to me, 100 megabytes for this tiny .files repo is kind of unacceptable. Like, just kinda. But instead of having a bar, I just have key bindings to bring up notifications. And those are down here with my custom script bindings. These are scripts that you can find, again, in my .file repo. They're in .local/bin. And so I've got the emoji selector script. So if I press mod E, which again, this is not replacing a bar. I'm just showing it off. But anyway, we've got the emoji like grabber script, whatever. Comes from originally Luke Smith. It's been slightly altered, but still. And then we've got weather get for some reason. If I wanted to get the weather, there you go. I've got the weather. I can get it. And I also think that includes the wind speed too, but it's in kilometers per hour, which for us degenerate Americans means literally nothing to me. Yeah. So I've got that, but then like the more important thing would be like I have mod shift T, and this script right here, I don't think it's actually working right now. I think I need to fix it. There's something wrong with it, but I'm not sure what it is. But that will actually check the temperature of, actually I do know what's wrong with it. I just remembered what was wrong with it. But anyway, I'm working on that script because it needs a slight modification to work. But anyway, that one will check the temperature of my CPU, which, I mean, luckily nowadays I've got the temperature under control. And then time and date. So I just press Mod T and then I get a notification with the time. Like, that's kind of how I like to do stuff in the bar. Like, I don't know, with a lot of stuff in your bar, like, if you don't spend a lot of time putting a whole bunch of ridiculous amounts of shit in your bar, then it's a waste of space. Like, it's an absolute waste. And if you're not someone like Matt, where you have like 37 different workspaces, or at least in your ideal environment, you'd have like that many workspaces. You don't even need your bar to tell you what workspace you're in. Just like, I have 3 workspaces, so it's not hard for me to like figure out which one I'm on. It's like really not. And I don't know. That's just how I go about doing it. So I don't really need a bar. I'm not saying if you use a bar, you shouldn't. I'm just saying personally, I don't really need one. So that's why I don't use it. Red, how's it going? Yeah, time is bloat, man. Like, who needs it? Yes, git clone depth will avoid that problem. But if I can, I would like to be able to like clear, for one, a lot of the history of my Git repo, I don't need. So if there's a way that I can figure out, which again, I'm not just going to sit here and ask you guys to solve my problem for me. We'll start going into that eventually. I'll try to look, or not all, I'll try to look for a solution. Also, I'll try and speak English. But anyway, we'll figure out and see what we can do. And as long as there's a safe way for an idiot like myself to remove a lot of that history, that it's not really necessary, and hopefully we'll just make it, even if you don't add the depth flag, just make it smaller for the people who don't use that. Yep. So you replace the bar with notifications? Yep. Yeah. Most of the stuff that good Lord, that was a terrible sentence. Most of the things that people have in their bars, I have most of that in notifications. It's just kind of how I prefer. Like, a good example is the time. Like, I don't need a bar plastered across the entire top of my screen to just always have the time there, because I don't always need to know the time. When I want to know the time, boom, I have the time. Like, it's not complicated. Oh, nice. Okay, so for those who have no idea what Scott is, like, in all caps yelling about, he got 7.1 installed. Yeah, that was a little bit of a nightmare, which Scott had some issues. We kind of did things a different way, which we won't dive into too much, because I don't even know whether or not I'm supposed to like have access to it. I have no idea. But yes, Ben. Yeah, I did take off the mod. Same thing why I like keybind for time and count. That's one thing I could add, is like a more detailed calendar like notification, because that would be nice, having like a kind of bigger notification with like calendar. I wish I knew of a way to do that. I'm sure I could with like, because I'm getting information with the weather-git script from like a website, and it's like kind of meant to display stuff. I wonder if I could find out a way to get like something like that in more plain text, but for like a Google Calendar or something like that. I don't put a lot of my stuff on a Google Calendar, but occasionally, like when I have like talks with people scheduled or something like that, I'll put it on a Google Calendar. Now, it's mainly just so I get notifications on my phone, so there's really no reason for me to have it on the computer, but I could do that. But, so, before I continue on just talking about nothing at all, I do want to go ahead and say, if anyone has any questions, which I know Scott does because we talked about that, but if anybody has any questions about OpenBSD, or in specific, my configuration of stuff for OpenBSD, please ask. One of the things that Scott brought up that we should probably talk about at my dot files is my KSHRC, because I have a lot of shit going on in here. Like a lot of stuff. And also, I will say this if statement here could probably be carved out, because this is for coloring the TTY. It's, as far as I know, it's not going to work on here because the term value is not Linux. So that, like, this shouldn't do anything. Like, this if statement should do nothing here. But I put it in here just in case I ever do want to fiddle around with it and try getting the TTY colored. But I use ZenoDM as my login or display manager, or whatever you want to call that shit. It's my login, okay? I use ZenoDM as my login. So I pretty much never even see a TTY now, which is not a good or bad thing. It's just the way it is. Maybe, Ben, maybe. Yeah, I got that with my rat poison WM. I was so confused for a second because I was like, wait, you got what with your, like, I thought I'm such an idiot sometimes. I forgot, like, I always forget that chat is a little bit behind the stream. And so I was like, oh, wait, you got this in your rat poison WM? I was like, wait, this is for a TTY. Why would that be in your rat poison? Oh, facepalm. Come on. Question: why is OpenBSD the most powerful OS of all time? I don't know about powerful. I actually would think there's a heavy debate that it's not the most powerful. A good reason would be, this is probably going to be news to some people watching this, but multi-threading is disabled by default on OpenBSD for security reasons, because there is actually a pretty easy way. Here before too long, the OpenBSD guy, his podcast that he did with me, we recorded that not too long ago. Again, I'm not expecting you guys to know this. This is new information, but me and the OpenBSD guy recorded not too long ago, and so that's one of the things that we actually talked about in that. And I think that'll be going up Friday. I'm pretty sure I've got that scheduled for Friday. Not positive. Don't hold me to that, but I'm pretty sure it's Friday. Anyway, when that comes out, that's something we talk about, because, I mean, it's super, I mean, people act like it's super difficult to, like, oh no, hyperthreading's disabled. That must be terrible. Like, oh, configuring stuff must be so hard. This is my entire config for messing with the kernel, okay? This line right here, that's all of, like, what is that? 3, 6, that's 8 characters long. It's an 8-character long command, and that will enable multi-threading. Like, enable. That will give you about 20 to 30% of a performance improvement just adding that line right there into this file, your sysctl conf, which is, again, like pretty much your configuration file for the kernel. So you'll just add that in there, and then you have multi-threading. But it's disabled because you can actually exploit a system using multi-threading from just a tab in the browser. And it's not actually hard to deploy. It's hard to do. Like, it will take someone a long time to write it and get it working. But once you do have the exploit working, it's pretty easy to continuously roll out and deploy, which was news to me. Did not know that. So, oh yeah, and nerd fonts needed. Actually, as far as I know on OpenBSD, like, pretty much, I don't know, maybe it's something I install, but I always have Nodo fonts, like, after I install all my programs, which, if you follow, like I've got another repository. If you go into my name and into my projects, you'll find like I've got a couple OpenBSD guides that I've written. They're not the best thing ever. I need to go back over and redo the OpenBSD install guide, because it's mostly a post-install guide that's like written from the perspective that you want to start off with my OpenBSD configuration and then move away from it. It needs to be updated, because obviously there's some things that I've changed. Like as far as I know, that still talks about cloning my GitLab repo and building my suckless stuff, and I don't have any more suckless stuff in there. I've actually completely gotten off. Like I really like CW. I really like CWM. It's really good. Like it's a really, really, really good window manager, and it's just included in the OpenBSD base. So how can you tell what windows you have open without a bar indicating the active workspaces? Okay, so if I want to see what windows I have open or what workspaces have windows on them, anywhere on my desktop that's not inside of a program, using just the mouse buttons, like, so first off, this button here, if I click that, I get my windows. So I'm not clicking anything else other than this, just the main left mouse button. I get all the windows that I have open. And so I could go down and select them, and that would either take me to the workspace that has that window on it, and make it in focus, or if it's on the same workspace, it'll bring it in focus. So like a good example would be like my dev video here, 0, that's my webcam. There we go. So I'll bring up my live streaming. Let me shoot that back down to the other workspace. Hello. Oh, wait, I forgot the way that it works. So I always forget that, because I don't, just to be honest, I don't use this, like these button commands here all that often. So what this will do is it tells you 3, 3, 3. These are all the windows that I have open on the third workspace. And when I click one of these, even though it's, and by work, there's not workspaces, there's groups. Okay. So like when you click on one here, it will bring that window into focus regardless of what group it's in. And then it's still in that group. But if you want to get rid of the window, you'll have to actually switch down to the or the group that it's in. But that's how you can see your windows. If I want to see my groups, the scroll wheel, click down. Oh, look, don't press a whole bunch of other buttons on the mouse. Press that. We get the groups. We get 1 and 3, the active ones. And the last button will show you the application menu. That's why I say CWM is lit as a titty. So apparently I'm not allowed to disagree with anyone on Reddit or Twitter. I cannot believe that is new information for you. Disagreeing with people on the internet is not allowed. Which I actually like that. I mean, we actually had I don't really know a disagreement, but we were talking back and forth about whether or not Wayland does actually take inputs from X. And we talked about that for, I don't know. I don't even know if you actually ever even respond to my messages on Discord. I have no idea. I've been bouncing all over today. Today has not been a busy day, but it's just been a day back and forth all around. Off topic. Can you game on BSD like Steam and shit? I mean, Ben's right. It's not OpenBSD is not meant for gaming, but yes, you can do it. In my applications menu here, I've got Xonotic, ZeroAD, Red Alert, and this is OpenRA here. All three of these are OpenRA, but Red Alert, Dune 2K, Tiberian Dawn. And then for Steam games, yes, you can play Steam games here. But we're talking out of the thousands of games, like thousands of games that are on Steam, you can play like 30 or 40 of them. And it's only the games that I believe are built on the FNA framework or something like that. No, it's XNA framework and then ported over to FNA. I have no idea. We're talking like Stardew Valley, Terraria here. There's some of those games that you can get working on OpenBSD with really not that much hassle from what I've heard. I have no idea where to start on those, and I just haven't gotten there yet. To be honest, I'm more concerned with getting around and making some freaking spare time so that I can just sit down, get an emulator installed. I'll probably use Manafin or however you say that. I think that's a PS1, and I think it also emulates a couple other. Jesus, oh my God. Okay, do not disturb on. Holy but Jesus. Well, thank you, Josh, for messaging me. Using OpenBSD makes you powerful. Yes. But essentially you can game, but I mean, it's probably not advised. Or it's not advised to go to OpenBSD because, like, you can game. Like, that's you're probably going to be sadly disappointed as a gamer on OpenBSD. But if you like to tinker around with your system and also just want a very very minimal system, OpenBSD is definitely that. Philip, how's it going? Mintalk, welcome. Do you upload your wallpapers into your repos as well? Yes. My wallpapers are in here in wallpapers. In pictures wallpapers. Also, I don't know that everyone knows this, but I did add a table of contents. So if you want to go straight to the wallpapers, there's a link there. There's a script directory, which this will take you to all my scripts in .local/bin. And there's also the Xeno DM Rice and obviously the About My System, which is literally going to take you down like one scroll. So yay. But I have also updated what I use too, because this was saying DWM and tiling window manager and stuff. So I've cleaned it up with actually what I use. So, got the file manager and all that good stuff in there. Also, one thing that I will say that is very interesting and new is Kdenlive now doesn't work if I try to run it as root, but it does work just fine without crashes ever as a regular user. Like, it used to be Kdenlive worked just fine as if I ran it as doas, and then would render out a video completely fine, but tell me it crashed as soon as it finished rendering. But now, yeah, it's just perfectly fine. Like, I don't even know. I don't even think I did an update to anything, and it just started acting like that. Like, well, no, I did update my packages yesterday. That must have been a lot longer before I tried to edit the video. But yeah, to get to this message, 6:24. Okay, let's see. How long did it take me? It took me 7 minutes. Eesh. What kind of menu were you displaying on your workspace? That is the CWM's menu. There's Windows, groups, and applications. Let me try and catch up. You good, Josh? You good? It ain't like it's got to be done. Oh, wow. There's Steam CTL. Did not know that. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's not like it's unfriendly to games, but game developers are if you're worried about game developers focusing on Linux, Jesus, like, try talking to a major gaming studio about selling to like the 20 people who are interested in playing games on OpenBSD. Like, yeah, it's not worth it. It's not viable for a big company. I plan on push notification. I know, man. I plan on getting RuneLite working in OpenBSD. I wish you luck. Much luck. Wait, Matt, welcome to the stream, but what do you mean by it's like watching an old Japanese movie? What was that in context to? I try to use BSPWM without a bar. It might not be that convenient, but since I know where I put my window, because usually I was the one who moved it from there, I know where they are. Wait. Well, see, here's the thing. Now, Matt is going to this is going to make Matt's skin crawl. Like, he's going to hate me for saying this. But if you use a very few workspaces, like kind of less than at most a handful of workspaces, it's pretty easy to keep track of where your windows are. Like, I use 3 workspaces, and here's kind of my idea behind it. My 3rd workspace is for any streaming shit that I'm doing, and IRC. That's where I keep my IRC stuff because let's be honest, I'm not the best at always staying in my IRC channel. Even though I created it, I'm a slacker there, and I apologize for everyone who enjoys the IRC. If I do a reboot and stuff, I can sometimes forget to keep it open, and then like a day passes and I'm like, oh crap, I haven't been on IRC. But I keep like streaming stuff and IRC down on the 3rd workspace. The 1st workspace is for whatever I am actively doing at the time. The 2nd workspace is for, that's just where I shove shit that I need to still have open, or it's still relevant for like whatever I'm doing, but it's not needed at the current, like it's not what I'm actively trying to work on. I'll just throw it down in the 2nd workspace. That's just how I do shit. It's really easy to keep track of windows that way. Cause well, if I need to go look for something that is relevant, but I don't know where it is, I know the 2nd workspace is where it is. Let me see. Didn't Kdenlive need root access? Need root to access hardware acceleration? No. It just would crash like constantly if ran as just my regular user, like just constantly. But then ran as root, it would only crash when I was completely done with the recording and it rendered out, which, I mean, to me, it's like, hey, that's a good notification. Like, you know, instead of it giving me a notification that the render's finished, it would just tell me, hey, Kdenlive's crashed. And I'm like, oh, my video's done. Like, so stupid, but that's how I was for a while. But luckily now it's not. Like, I can just run, like, let me just run Kdenlive. It will just open up, and I could throw some shit in here and start editing it. It works just fine, which is awesome. Oh, your lips are not in sync with the audio. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yep, I know. And it never will be. It never will be, because the way the script, like the FFmpeg script works, I cannot, for the life of me, get the audio to be synced with the video. It is, I genuinely don't know how in the fuck it's possible. I've tried everything. Some people need 19 workspaces, and Matt is one of those people. Matt, man, I genuinely love Matt. He's a great guy, absolutely great guy. But I cannot and will not ever agree that I need, like, we will never become like buddies on workspaces, because we were just diametrically opposed on workspaces. Like, I'm like, 3 is good for me, and he's like 30 would be acceptable. That'd be okay. GK Pseudo, you're right, brother. You're right. I only use 1 to 4 workspaces. Same, man. Same. TFL, welcome. I got off the Xbox for this. Holy crap, boys. Do you know how much I'm coming up in the world when people are leaving Xbox games to come to the live stream? Apparently, somehow, you find listening to my dumbass interesting, which is awesome. So I know Scott, me and Scott talked about him writing a list of questions for OpenBSD or relating to my dot files, because Scott had some great questions about stuff that was going on in my dot files. So I guess we should just go through some of this. Nothing really crazy going on in my .kshrc, but so Scott tried to just use my path here, and it didn't really work for him. And so one of the things I will say, if you're going to use my stuff, be careful to the devil's in the details. And so when it comes to your path is whatever your shell, which is what you're going to be running in anyway, whatever your default shell is, which on OpenBSD, unless you change it, it's KSH, and this is the RC file for it, or configuration file, whatever, how detailed we want to get into it. But your path is the directories that your computer can find binaries in. And if you add a path in here and the path doesn't exist, as far as I know, that can cause some really wonky behavior. And so my path here is modified from the default one. I pretty much have the default places here, user local bin, user local S bin, all that shit. And then I've added in, my scripts folder, which is the home.local bin dmenu scripts. Then I've got the /root cargo.bin, which is, it's weird. If you accidentally install Rust as root, when you're first installing the system, if you install Rust as root and then run cargo to install a program, it will put it in the roots cargo .bin or /bin folder. And so I've added that in there. So just in case you accidentally do that when you're starting up, or really in this case me, because let's be honest, I'm a dumbass, so I can forget shit. So I put that in there to help cover my own butt. So just in case I do that, even when I'm logged in as my user, I'll still have access to that folder. But I've got the .local bin dmenu scripts here, which is, that's where I have my dmenu scripts, which I don't even know if this exists anymore. Wait, hold on. Let me check, because do I even have that? ls.local bin. No, I don't. So I can actually remove that. Because, it's pretty relevant because I'm not using it. Matt, thank you for the super chat, brother. Feels very weird because I finally got all that stuff set up. I was not prepared to get a super chat this soon after setting it up. Of course, TFL has to be the best British terminal expert. And I'm going to say expert. TFL would heavily disagree with that statement. But compared to someone like me, yes. 30 workspaces is bloat. Derek, I couldn't agree with you more, brother. I couldn't possibly agree with you more. Thank you, Ben. TFL. No, it's me. The audio is always. Does he know his audio has gone super crackly? Crackly. I went from 20 to 14 yesterday. Matt, congratulations, brother. Trimming off that bloat. Yes, LSD and how to work that with Path. When you install LSD, you just the place that you install, the place that Cargo installs LSD to is right here. home.cargo/bin. You just add this into your path. I have it here. And boom, LSD is now available to the system. You'll have to obviously do a reboot or log out to get that. But yeah. Are you peaking? I don't know, dog. I tried to do a test of the audio before this stream, and it seemed perfectly fine. Like, again, slightly out of sync, which is nothing I can do about that. Oh my gosh, that is way too many. Way too many. 127 workspaces. That is disgusting. Gross. Look at TFL coming in here with the like exact explanation of what path is. The technical description. Could not be more happy that we have someone to like actually explain in detail stuff. Yeah, but I definitely look at his comment. Oh, it's just plain soda. Just plain soda. I have been drinking way too much here recently, cleaning out the house full of alcohol. And then my sister, she got one case of Mountain Dew. Like, they have like Mountain Dew like alcohol now, which I need you to understand the intense like disgustingness of having Mountain Dew mixed with alcohol. Like, Mountain Dew is like, look, I love Mountain Dew. I love Mountain Dew. Objectively, it tastes so good. But also at the same time, it is straight up poison. And then just mixing that with a toxic drink already, like, it's probably not a great idea. The one thing that I will say about them is there's no sugar in them, which I find hilarious, because if you can make an alcoholic drink that tastes just like Mountain Dew with no sugar, why do you have like almost 80 pounds of sugar in the regular one? What are you doing? Like, why? Oh, it's only crackling when you speak loudly. Yeah, I guess that is peaking. And also, I have the microphone positioned way closer to my mic. Hold on. Or mouth. I have my microphone placed way closer to my mic. What am I, an Android? Let's do this. SNDIO CTL. Oh wait, hold on. I think I have to run this as do as, since we're about to send it an actual command. SNDIO CTL input dot level equals, we'll do 0.8, because I think I've got it at 1 right now at 100%. Let's do that. Okay. All right. So maybe that's better. Maybe. Hopefully it's better. I mean, I should be about 20% quieter, but maybe that's like, we'll fix the peaking and everything. Just sent the Neo fetch in Discord. Nice. Something using too much CPU? I doubt it. Let's see. Top. Let's see. There is no way that is right. There is no way that is right. There is no way I'm streaming and 95% of my CPU is idle. There is no fucking way. Are you shitting me? There's no... Come on, boys. Can we be honest? There's no way that's right. No way. That can't be right. Can't be right. Hold on. Do I have HTOP installed on the system? No, I don't. Do as pkg underscore add, and we're going to add HTOP. Let's install HTOP. Yes, and his. By the way, I will go ahead and say, if you haven't seen TFL's live streams, do it. He's probably the only person that can make a live stream about just reading the bash man page and have it be interesting. Yep. See, that's the thing. Every time you want alcohol, It's not in the house. Like, I mean, except for us, because like at our house we don't drink enough alcohol, so like we'll just be given like different stuff from like meeting up with friends and family, and occasionally like they'll just give us, you know, small things, like not like a full bottle of wine, but you know, like they'll give us a small thing of like some liquor, like, you know, just stuff like that. And over time it accumulates, and so like just occasionally, like one week my mom will be like, like one night I'll feel like drinking, and she's like, okay, now it's go time. Just clear out everything in the house. Just get rid of everything that nobody wants to drink, even when we do want to drink. Like, we're not really big drinkers around here. Let me see. Go back to get the green stuff. Ooh. Hard seltzer. That actually sounds really nice. I think you need a checklist before a stream. I do that, lol. I actually prefer notes before a stream. Yeah. OpenBSD hasn't heard of HTOP yet. Oh no, it definitely has. HTOP, here we go. The only reason I don't really like to use HTOP is because it can be more inaccurate than some other things, like top. But this seems a lot, like, I say that, but now that I'm checking, this seems a lot more realistic. 43% of my CPU is being used. That seems much more realistic. Thank you, HTOP. Kisses. But yeah, so I don't think it's like a performance issue. We could also do this just so I can show you guys that I have fixed my temps. Hardware.sensors. 60 degrees Celsius while streaming. Yay. And I think my system will top out the hardest that I've pushed it. I've been able to get it like under a stress test to hit 70 degrees now. But that was a stress test that lasted. Oh, and that was also pushing all. Wait. Yeah. It was all 16 cores. And I was also doing the like RAM stress. And yeah, got up to, I think 70 to 70, maybe 70. I don't think it got up to 75 degrees, but I know it got up to 70 degrees. But yeah, like that, it's just fine. It's good. Like it. Perfect. Yeah, I have no idea what it is, man. I don't know. Like, it seems like audio issues are just going to plague my streams like from now on. Like, it's just going to, and it's not really OpenBSD's fault. It's the fact that I have no earthly idea how to do this shit with FFmpeg. That's mainly it. I also saw someone else from the OpenBSD community using OBS and like it functioning, like working. So I know it's definitely coming. I have no idea. Like, I doubt it's going to be super stable when it's first like hits Port Street. I have no idea. But yeah. So let's see if we can reduce this repo size as well as, or like trim the history. Like, so let's see, like trim history of repo. I should have put get repo, but you know, like whatever. See, get filter branch. Okay. Involving graphs would be necessary. Wait, what? I have a Git repository, 500 branches, 500 plus tags. Hold on. Let's see. How many different branches do I have? Yeah, that's what I thought. Just one. Cool. Okay. And then we can go down into the history of my commits, and there's a lot, like a lot. So we should. Oh, and by the way, you know, I haven't even like set the Git to be the proper account. Perfect. But that's besides the point. So I wish like GitLab would just let you like cull it here, but I have no idea how to do this. Okay, maybe it's too late to post a reply. I wanted some space. If you want some free space in your Git repo, do not want to rebuild all your commits, rebase, or graft. and still be able to push, pull, merge from people who has the full repo. You may use the git clone shallow clone dash depth parameter. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. So, wait, hold on. So git checkout orphan temp. Create a new branch without a parent directory. Create a first commit on this branch. Rebase onto temp on master. Now rebase the part of the master branch that we want to keep onto this branch. Git branch dash D. Delete the temp branch. Progressive delete all the objects without references. Aggressively collect garbage. May take a lot of time on large repos. Okay. So they keep your Git repo in good shape. Yeah. Oh, did I actually finish my mini form factor PC? Yes. It's completely done. I mean, I could just grab the webcam here, take y'all for an adventure. Come on. So here we go. I mean, we've got it, and I can, let me see if I can grab my phone and get a flashlight going, so you can see the front of it. Pretty nice. Like, you know, it's all good. Don't mind the dirtiness, but yeah, that's it. And it's pretty nice. It like literally is so small. Hold on, let me put my phone back over here. Like, that's my hand on top of it. So, I mean, it's real small. It's nice. And this obscene little like thingy here is just the Wi-Fi dongle, majigger thingy. Antenna. There we go. Words. They're difficult and hard, but yeah. And then got this here. Obviously do not have the SSD mount in there. I did actually do a video where I was talking about it, showing it off, but yeah, the poor little Wi-Fi dongle is, or Wi-Fi dongle, the SSD mount. I don't know what absolute, if you want to go see something like hardware wise that is actually like it is painful to look at, watch that video and just look for the part where I'm talking about like, or showing an SSD mount in it, like plopping it over with an SSD on it. It's painful. Like, whoever designed this thing, I mean, they were doing so much coke that they couldn't coke, meth, some very hard drug, because the designer of that like left, I shit you not, like 1 to 2 millimeters of space for the CPU fan. Like, it, oh, the person who designed it clearly needs medical help. I dig it too. It's really nice. Oh, and also on the other side of it, there's a VESA mount. Like, so I can VESA mount this to the back of to a monitor, which is awesome. And I would have already done that if my 1440p monitor here supported that. I don't even think I can remove this stand from this Dell monitor. And it's also curved too, which is a little annoying. But what I'm thinking about doing for this small build here is putting like one of those Raspberry Pi HDMI monitors on it, like screwing it to it and putting it on there on the top. And then that way, whenever I really want to go somewhere and be portable, all I have to do is take the keyboard that I have with me here, because I don't have to take the mouse or anything else that I have with me, because I have like my keyboard here. I can use it. I probably couldn't play games with a keyboard, but the Xbox controller works just fine on OpenBSD, especially in 7.1. They've even improved, like they've added, like they've directly now support the Xbox One controller on OpenBSD, which it worked before the new 7.1's coming, or like it works now, but they, according to OpenBSD, like now it's like officially supported. So yay. But yeah, I could just grab my keyboard and this tiny ass computer and bring it around with me and use it, which would be fun. I don't know. I don't know how practical it would be, but yeah, that's kind of my plan. Because I don't really like. There's a lot of problems with like laptops. Like there just is, unless you have the nice Dell one that I left with Scott. Scott enjoys it. Or perhaps you have a very big hand. I know that was a joke, but you're not completely wrong. I do have big hands. Like there is some, like if you ever watch Linus Tech Tips, he talks about how small his hands is. Like occasionally, like like for him, like the Xbox controllers are a little bit big because he's got such tiny hands. I'm not that guy. There's a lot of stuff that like Linus has said that's like too small, like it needs to be adjusted for people with smaller hands. And I'm like, yeah, that's definitely a small hand problem because it's fine for me. I don't have like massive like Shaq hands, but I don't have tiny hands. Why not slim all the way down to an SBC? Because they're unusable. Like for me, they're unusable. Like I need a decent level. Like I'm streaming in 1440p. Find me one like SBC that would actually do that. Stream 1440p and leave enough overhead for playing a game and live streaming it with friends, stuff like that. Like they just don't exist. They don't. Or if they do exist, they're not meant for like they're not designed to be used as desktop like at all. They typically have like the ones that could do it technically that I've seen are way too like egregiously too expensive. Like egregiously too expensive. Have you a link to that nice case somewhere? I'm looking for that form factor cases at the moment. I will load it up on Amazon. I will find it on Amazon live right here with you guys for anybody who's interested in a fantastically affordable MITX case that will also, like, it comes from China, but it actually got here like super fast. But I will show it. I'll find it because it won't be hard at all to find on Amazon real quick for everybody. But I need someone in, possibly you, Philip, to just post in the comments that you fully understand this. You cannot, under any circumstance, use the SSD mount. If you do, you will have overheating and you will hate me. Okay? You cannot, under any circumstances, use the SSD mount. Okay? Under no circumstances. I even think they specify that it can fit a 3.5 inch hard drive. And maybe if you put one of those there's no way you can't use you just don't use the SSD mount. But all right, I'll go ahead and load it up here. So Amazon.com. Okay, cool. I'm not even logged in. Awesome. Let's see. Need to go into insert mode and mini ITX case. And we need to sort by $25 to $50. Hello? Amazon? Okay, I might not be sharing it with you guys. Hello? Amazon? Yeah, Amazon seems to have just completely shit the bed. Like that tab is just done for. Amazon.com. Let's try that again. Okay. Mini ITX case. Yes. Filter 25 to $50. There we go. Here you go. This is the exact one that I'm using. $32. Goodasori MX01 SECC fanless mini ITX HTPC chassis 3.5. That is a fucking lie. That is the most egregious lie I've ever heard in my entire life. 3.5 hard drive bay. if you put a 3.5 inch hard drive in this mini ITX computer, and you tell me about it, I will demand you fucking prove it. Demand it. Because like there's no, and I'll require CPU temps. Like there is no way any earthly human being can fit a 3.5 inch SS or hard drive into this bad boy without having it overheat like a motherfucker. Oh, no. I'm not controlling it with a controller. I'm actually controlling it with my keyboard. I could barely put it into frame there. I forgot I routed it weird, but I'm using the K65 Mini, and there's you hold the function key and WAS and D will move you around. Hold on, I need to turn down the speed. So F and R will increase and lower your speed, so I can function click that a couple times and it'll slow it down. I can click R with holding the function key. Now my mouse goes a little bit faster. R again, it's really fast. So let me turn the speed back up a little bit just cause, and then Q, we'll click on that. Like E will right click. Yeah, it's nice. It works. Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to delete that. Okay. Again, my streams are always all over the place, okay? So, always. It's not like we're working in one coherent direction towards a goal in these live streams. It's just bullshit. Like, let's talk. Amazon is dead. I'll pour one out for my homie. The sad part is like Amazon like does, like, I've got to be honest, for many of the billion-dollar companies that I have to interact with on like a weekly basis, I'm surprised that how many times they shit the bed. I'm like, I have open source projects that work more reliably than you guys, and they get funding that is like 0.1% what you get. How on God's green earth do you make this much money and you're constantly unreliable? The price is just crazy. Yeah. Well, yeah. It was less than $40. I was like, that's the one. I want that one. Everything is egregious. That's true. That is true. Well, I mean, not everything, but there's a lot that I consider egregious. Can't even find that on Amazon. Oh, found it. Okay. Yeah. Well, actually, to be honest, like the first time I was looking for that type of case, it took me forever to find it. Like it took me forever, but I started filtering by price, and then like instantly it popped up. The best kind of bullshit. Yes, sir. Well, I will say, if you're looking for a really nice way to control the mouse with the keyboard, and like that's something that's like, if replacing your mouse with a keyboard again, as long as you're not a gamer, like, or at the very least, the games that you play can be played with a game controller, then yes, purchase the K65 Mini. Not only is it a smaller keyboard, so you don't have the like extra function keys and all that stuff, because like, let's be honest, most of us probably don't use the function keys all the time. So pressing function and doing it, it's not really a big deal. Pressing function on this keyboard, I wish they had done it a little bit differently, but I understand for the masses of people it wouldn't make that much sense. But U is up, like function U is up on the keyboard. You know what? I'll just unplug my keyboard and show this off. Why not? Because I can do that. And let me make... Okay. I unplugged the keyboard, and then I was like, wait, let me make this webcam bigger. Plug it back in. Move this over here. I'm going to make this webcam like real big. And I know it's still going to be out of sync. I know. But so here's the keyboard, and you have the function key right here. And so you press function. Well, I mean, you can see the keyboard. U, H, J, and K are the arrow keys. And then you can see like the mouse stuff over the W, A, S, and D. So Q, like it's all like highlighted and makes sense. And then if you don't like this space bar, it comes with another one that's much cleaner. But I will say the backlighting on this is really good. I mean, you can disable it. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. You don't need to have windows to change the effects of the keyboard, to change the color of it, to change the brightness. It's all onboard controlled. And it's probably one of the best keyboards for the money, in my opinion, because it has a lot of really good features. It's a small form factor, and it's right at $100. If you want to buy a refurbished one or like an open box one or something like that, you can get it for less than $100, it's just nuts. It's really good. Now, because this thing doesn't cost $300, we all know it won't interest Matt Man or the Linux Cast, if you're unfamiliar with exactly who we're talking about when we say Matt. But yeah, I mean, it's not expensive enough for. I'm trolling here, all right. Like, if you're not familiar with Matt, I pick on him from time to time because he spends just as much money on keyboards as like I've probably spent. Like, if you count up how much I spend on like Jewel pods and like my nicotine habit in a year, it probably is less than what Matt spends on keyboards in a year. Amazon is more reliable than YouTube. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And that is weird. I'm still looking for a nice. Oh yeah, I read that. There's also KeyNav. Yeah, I heard you talking about that. There is KeyNav. But I mean, if you're looking for a way where you don't have to like rely on an actual software like implementation to fix it, this keyboard is really good. And that means you won't have to, like, as long as you have your keyboard with you, you won't have to sit down at someone else's computer and use a mouse. Like, if you don't want to, you have that option of not doing it, which is nice, I guess. And also the good thing about it being a small form factor is it's super easy to throw into any bag, like super easy. And it also comes with a braided USB-C cable, which is just like, it is top-notch quality, chef's kiss. It's beautiful. I wish Corsair would sponsor. Like, that would be great. The sad part is like, I guess apparently, like, when you start, I don't know like when it is, but like, I guess like I've hit some threshold where now I have the most dog shit sponsors reaching out to me for the channel. Me and Matt need to talk about this eventually. Like, we need to have like one of our podcast. Actually, you know what? I've been meaning to have Matt on the channel over here to do as part of the Unix crew. So I'll probably have Matt on the channel, and we'll just talk about like just being like YouTubers and having your channel grow and stuff. Because I don't know if like Matt's experience with it, but here recently the channel's been doing very exceptionally good, and thank all of you. Like, it's only because of you guys that it's doing so well. It's not like my doing. Like, thank you guys. But the channel's been doing really, really good, and so I've started to have sponsors reach out. And the sponsors that I've had reach out in the very, very like recent time are the most terrible companies. I have one. I don't even care to talk. Like, I will put this company on blast 100%. I like, actually, I won't put them on blast because they're literally so terrible. I can't even remember their name. Like, it wasn't even terrible enough to be memorable. It was like, their company was instantly forgettable, but they offered me like $50 per live stream to live stream on their platform. And it was a finance live streaming platform. And as far as I know, they were going to ask me to do, because I talked with somebody else who had been offered and like had more like conversations with them, but they were going to ask me to sign an exclusivity deal with them, which is hilarious on multiple levels. For one, like, no, piss off. Two, do you even know what my channel's like. I don't ever talk about and it was like the shit type of finance too, like NFTs and crypto. I'm like, this has to be a troll, because there is no way this person thinks I'm going to shill NFTs on a live stream. Like, come on, but like I have some self-respect, not much, but some. Come on. Then I had I've had a few mobile games reach out, which is interesting because I don't even have a gaming channel. Like, okay, like I wish like I would get a sponsor, like maybe one day I'll get big enough where I'll get a sponsor like offer from like a company that, you know, is actually kind of good, like, you know, maybe Linode or something like that. But no, at this point I'm just getting hit up by like stupid companies. Need more Dvorak. Man, I think Matt was the one who tried to challenge himself to do the Dvorak layout. Or no, he may have tried doing something else. But I can't go from QWERTY. QWERTY's, that's where it's at. QWERTY is definitely where it's at. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, DT. Like, well, the sad part is I think a lot of it comes from like it's like marketing companies that do like just they try to get a hold of just as many creators as possible, and they don't even care where they send. Like, they'll just find you and just send it off. Like, hey, like I don't know. Like, it's just so weird. Like, it's like whoever's doing it, if it is, like I would freaking hope that some of the emails I've got are automated, because God, if they were being written and like sent by real people, that is pathetic, and that person should definitely lose their job, not because they're bad, but they're bad at their job, because they're not going to be acquiring anybody. I hope it's just bots that send them out, but yeah, it's weird. Like, I don't understand it. Neo 2 is especially for German typists. Oh yeah. I can't remember. We used to have a conversation about, there's like, I can't remember what like layout it is. I think it's like the Dutch keyboard layout. It's terrible. Like, if you check out, I think it is the Dutch keyboard layout, but if you check it out, it's crazy bad. Like, it's insanely bad. I mean, that's kind of the thing. Like, I would be fine with having sponsors, but they kind of have to like be in, like not necessarily interesting, like, but they have to be interesting to you guys. Like, I'm not going to do a sponsor deal if I know for a fact that like it's only for the money. Nobody would be interested in it at all, or be happy that they're like, I mean, like, let's be honest. If Raid Shadow Legends was to like hit me up for a sponsor spot, the only reason I would do it is for the money, because I know every single one of you would absolutely hate having another Raid Shadow Legends like ad spot just shoved down your throat, and like it just wouldn't interest you at all. A Linode sponsorship, or, you know, something else in the Linux space like that, like, or, you know, just a FOSS space in general would be interesting, and obviously it would benefit me, but it would also be interesting to you guys, and that's kind of the only way I'm going to do a sponsor. Yeah, Derek. Like, they hit me up, and I'm like, you clearly have never even looked at my videos. Like, I had a back and forth with somebody at that finance company, so I know like I talked to somebody real there, and I was dumbfounded. Like, I was genuinely dumbfounded that the offer was being made. It was nuts, and mainly the reason I went through it was just for shits and giggles. Like, because I'm like, I mean, you could offer me like $300 a stream, and it's not happening. Like, I'm broke. If anybody knows me, I'm broke as hell. So like, I can always use money, but no, I'm sorry, I'm not selling my soul for like $300 a live stream. Like, no, I'll pass. Especially when it comes to shilling NFTs and crypto. Like, no. Zaney TV sponsored by Raid Shadow. Like, the funniest shit would be like y'all coming to an OpenBSD stream and then having a Raid Shadow Legends sponsor Raid. That would be so fun. Like, I would love to go to Root BSD's channel and then just have like Raid Shadow Legends just thrown at me. Like, that would be just so funny. So funny. That's why I went back and forth with him, because it did sound like a scam. Now you'll get hit up by scams 100%, but dog, that one was a real offer. Like, but it was like never going to work out. It was clearly like their company is not ran by smart people. Oh, wow. You actually started learning on Dvorak? Joshua, I don't normally call you by your full name, but Josh, that like felt, as soon as I called you Joshua, I was like, that feels weird. I don't normally do that. But really, that's so interesting. Put the chat on the stream. Yeah, you're right. We're just sitting here talking. I might as well have the chat up. Like, that makes sense. Can I... Is it in my history? I'm sure it is. Ah, here we go. Pop out. I see the pop out studio live chat. Work? Yay. Awesome. There we go. And I'll zoom in a bit. Hey TT, any grooming or shaving brands reach out to you? Oh, that would be interesting. Like, no lie, I'd do it. I'd easily accept a Manscaped sponsor. But the thing is like, I'd have to go back. I don't know. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, like, if how many of you guys were on the channel when I was like, when I first started like shaving my head, and then like I also like I shaved my beard to just have the like mustache goatee, like like DT, and like I feel like I'd have to go back to doing that. Like, if I got a Manscaped sponsor, like, you know, I'm gonna have to do that more regularly, because if you can tell, like, I shave my head and then I don't stick to it. Like, I wear hats so much that the only reason I shave my head now is just because I'm not going to go pay $40 to have someone cut off my hair. Like, nah. I like to get down and QWERTY. You should apologize for that one. I should get a Manscaped sponsorship. Exactly. I'd be down for that. Make a new channel and run ads on there. God, no. Like, could you imagine just a channel dedicated to just running like sponsorship ads? I don't know how that even work. I'm sure your sponsors would drop you so fast. Here exercising his GNU given right to make a storm in the r/Linux subreddit. I don't go to r/Linux. I just don't. Like, never will. Just do it. I would never consider playing it seriously, but I would like to support you by playing some BSK. Look, okay. Now, this is like, if any potential sponsor like a mobile game ever sees this, like, the deal will fall through immediately. But let me be honest, if I ever start shilling mobile games here on the channel, just preemptively, I don't think I will ever stoop to that level. But if the money's good enough, let me just make something clear. If I give you like a sponsor code to use the game, please don't. Like, please don't. Like, almost every single mobile game is designed by people who make like slot machines. Like, it's just meant to give you dopamine hits and extract money out of you. So like, yeah, no, like, that's kind of one of the reasons I don't really ever want to do sponsor spots with like mobile games. Even though they'll pump out, like, they'll get like, it's easy to get a mobile game sponsorship. Like, it's really easy. But like, if one of you guys out there has like, is more inclined to have a gambling addiction, or it's just that's like a personality trait, you're more likely to get roped up in gambling. It's really like mobile games are like they're meant to like bring that type of person in and then just drain them of all their money. It's really gross. Yeah. Well, I mean, Manscaped still sponsors people heavily. And Manscaped is probably the men's grooming club that you're thinking of. Like, I'm pretty sure that's it. Like, Manscaped is really big. It was like scalp reveal. Oh, okay. Maybe not. Maybe you guys are talking about something different. I don't know. I mean, I just see Manscaped sponsorships everywhere on YouTube, like everywhere. And speaking of Manscaped sponsorships, if you guys wanted me to, I could go and grab a few like bottles of like Manscaped, and we could do like a practice run here of like what it looks like what a potential sponsor read would look like on my channel. I could just run and grab. Let me see. I'm trying to remember. I don't think I've ever opened up my. I think they send you like a ball toner or something like that. Yes. That is something that Manscaped provides, like ball toner or something like that. Then you have like, what's the other thing that I have? I use one like practically just like soap, but I can't remember what it's called, because they have like funny just out there names for shit. I think it's like ball cleanser or something like that. Like everything's to do with like men's men's stuff. It's like casinos. Yeah, come on in. Get her, buddy. Get her. Don't you let her bring me food.
You want him to eat your steak?
It's a steak? No, I don't want him to eat my steak. Oh, boys. And see, that like people tell me, I'm a degenerate for living at home. Come on. If I was not living at home, I would never have a steak brought to me. I'm also surprised my mom likes me enough to bring me a steak just out of the blue. Because trust me, I can be a little shit, so I am surprised. Oh, that's so awesome. I just had a steak delivered to the room. I'm telling you, man, like, I don't think there's that many times where my mom brings me stuff or people bring me stuff during live streams, but now that I think about it, it happens pretty frequently. Yeah, it really is. I could actually shave my head during the 30-second promo. Wait, hold on. DT, serious question here, brother. You can shave your head in 30 seconds? Like, we need to have a talk, because this is how I go about shaving my head. For one, because my hair grows pretty fast. Like, it grows insanely fast. Like, I'd have to shave like every morning. Like, I'd have to shave my whole head. And I'm not best at, I guess. It's one thing that I'm new to. I haven't been doing it my entire life, or most of my adult life. Not that I'm that adult anyway, but whatever. So like I just take like the Manscaped, like what is it called? Is it the ball trimmer? Everything has to do with the balls with Manscaped. I don't know. They have like the trimmer, and I use that to like pretty much shave off most of my hair, and then I'll go over with a razor. But that takes so long, man. True. Video editing. See, like, you had me messed up there, because like I was like, okay, if you can shave your whole head in like 30 seconds, like I need, like I have problems that I must address, because I am too slow, way too slow. I think they have weed whackers for nose hair. Yes, they do. They also have the crop preserver, which I'll let you guys imagine what that's for. Man, I love Manscaped. Like, Manscaped is like, the reason I would be totally down with doing a sponsor spot with Manscaped is because they're fun. Like, they're a company that's like, not only are they about like, making profits, but they're also about having fun. Like, they're not afraid to have some fun with what they do. Like, I like that. Manscaped has to be a great company to work for. Has to be. Grubhub Steak Edition. Oh, dude, I wish. Like, we don't have anyone that delivers out here. That'd be so good. if we could actually have like nice stuff like that delivered. I'm pretty sure hold on. I'm trying to think. We have one barbecue joint that will deliver, but there's like 4 people who works there. And so if they're really busy, or the driver just doesn't want to, they won't deliver it. Which, I mean, they'll tell you that it's weird living in a small town. Like if we call down there and ask them like, hey, can we place it for delivery? You can literally hear the girl. She'll turn around and like holler at the guy in the back, and she'll just be like, you want to do a delivery? And then like typically you can just hear in the background like, fuck no. like you'll just hear something like that. Like it's really nice living in a small town. See, same TFL. Like I'm paranoid as shit that I'm just gonna walk around with just a strip of hair like somewhere on the back of my head or something. Don't let your hair grow so long before shaving. If you look like a 60s hippie, then shave your head. Then shaving your head takes a while. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I don't want to have to shave every day. And even if I go 2 days, it's like, it's back with, some length to it. But I just need to stick to it. Because, I mean, why not? Yeah, there's no reason for me to have, like, long hair, like, at all. And I wear hats so much, like, I don't know. Also, it's surprising. Like, I thought I would look a lot weirder with a bald head. Like, excuse me, DT, shaved head. Excuse me. Don't worry. I will be more than fine to hop in a private Jitsi call with you so you can flog me for that. But yeah, no. I honestly thought I'd look a lot weirder, and like I thought I wouldn't like the look as much. But yeah, it was fine. Crops, weeds, Stardew Valley stream. We might be doing that eventually. Might be playing Stardew Valley live here before too long. Hey, I mean, it's a Linux Linux / BSD stream. So like, of course, there's going to be a lot of shaved heads around here, a lot. Now, I do want to go ahead and ask you guys, do any of you guys in the stream have any experience with cleaning up the history of a GitLab or GitHub repo just to like reduce the size so that no one has to do it with the depth flag, to make it reasonable? Do any of you guys? And while I ask that question, I'll just casually cut a bite out of my steak because I got to try it. And just so everyone on the stream can see that I'm, kind of a nice guy. Kind of. Here's a small piece of steak. Buddy, come here. Wow. You are one lucky dog. That's some damn good steak. Oh my God. My mom outdid herself. That steak is, oh my God. That's delicious. Oh, it's almost emotional. It's so good. Oh wait, whoops. I meant to go alt too. Okay. I think branches might help with size. I don't know. I don't want to manage a whole bunch of different branches. Really, here's the problem. I'm lazy as shit. That's the main problem. I guess, you know what? If it's not a problem, like, if it's really not a problem that I need to address, and most people are, like, know how to just pull it down with just the depth. Let me make sure it's on live chat. Then I guess we won't address it. It's really not a problem. Like, I don't know. At least in my opinion, it's not. I just wanted to address, like, I wanted to at least attempt to try and address it. But like last night, I mean, I couldn't find anything about just cleaning out the commit history without having to do, like, branching off on different branches, then like just like copying it over, and then like redoing it or rebasing it on the brain. Like there were so many different things that like it was just, there was a lot of steps that could potentially like fuck up the repo. And I'm like, no. GNU Stow. I've heard of that. Know nothing about it. Nothing at all. The only thing that I know, like that I like to use for managing dot files is just Yatum, which is yet another dot files manager. It makes managing my dot files really easy, mainly because I just essentially like my entire like repo starts like it's a bare repo that starts from my home directory. So pretty much all I have to do is Yatum clone down all my dot files, and then they're all in the right spot except for this Etsy directory. Like this OpenBSD specific stuff. Like, by the way, everything in my Etsy folder is OpenBSD specific. And so these have to be copied over to the proper spots. But, you know, it's really not that crazy. Pretty easy, you know. So, yeah. Now, also, one thing that we could talk about, since we're talking, is does anyone on God's green earth know how to get like Kdenlive themed? Like, let's say I wanted to get my Dracula theme into Kdenlive. Is there a way to do that? I have no idea. I've never tried to theme Kdenlive. Actually, I take that back. I have tried, but unsuccessfully many times. Let me see. Let me move around the stake and get it like over here where I can actually like move stuff. Set that there. Perfect. I have to keep an eye on Buddy because this little dude jumps up and grabs my stake. We're gonna have problems. The idea is to leave things as they are. The history is meant to be there for a reason. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It is a version control system, not a dot files manager. You're right. You're right. Qt themes are just CSS scripts. Really? I did not know that. I've never dived into like Qt like at all. That's so interesting. Did not know that. Okay, so hold on. Qt5 CT. Have no idea what that is. Although it sounds familiar, so I might have tried using it in the past. I have no idea. Okay, Qt5 Configuration Tool. This program allows you to configure Qt5 settings, theme, font, blah, 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 under DEWM without Qt integration. Okay. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Okay. Now, hold on. If we are going to go ahead and do... Can you guys give me some give me some GTK applications that you guys use on a regular basis? Because as far as I know, I have literally none on my system other than LX Appearance, which is to theme GTK. As far as I know, don't have any applications that theme using GTK. Like, I mean, as far as I don't think, I have no idea whether or not GIMP is a GTK application, but it's not themed through, you know, LX Appearance or GTK. So, you know, see, here's the one thing about my channel that's great. You can learn a lot of stuff from hanging out on my live streams and from my videos, but it's not always, and most of the time, not from me. It's from you guys. Like, you guys are the smart ones. The program that invented GTK. Wait, what? Hold on. GTK stands for the GIMP Toolkit? No, fuck it. What? What? I'm learning so much shit. Well, hold on. If it's controlled by GTK2, Vim GTK oh my God, yeah, .gtk-2, then why does the theme not affect it? Because obviously I've just got the default in here. I haven't changed it because I didn't download the Dracula theme for GTK because I'm not using it. Wait, hold on. So if GTK was originally for GIMP, then the GIMP guys created GTK. Oh, okay. So it not necessarily, now GNOME controls GTK. I mean, yeah, I knew that, but I did not. Okay, so if GIMP uses GTK2, can you theme GIMP? Like, is that a thing? Like with a GTK theme, you can theme GIMP? Y'all, like, y'all are blowing my fucking mind here. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. Well, actually, first things first. Let me see. Can I do as pkg_add Qt5CT? Let's see if that is available as a package on OpenBSD, or if I'll have to compile it manually. Yay! You downloaded. Okay. Cool. Okay, so we've got Qt5C. Qt5CT. Okay. The application is not configured correctly. That's awesome information. The Qt_QPA_platform theme environment variable is not set. Required value Qt5CT. Okay. Hello, mouse? Why is it getting locked? Get out of there. Okay. So we need to set that. So, all right, I'll do that. That's no problem. Just give me that little pop up again. And let me... why are you trying to hold my mouse, bitch? Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out of here. Come on now. Vim, let's do my KSHRC, because this is where it's going to pull this shit from. Let's go in here and let's do export the Qt_QPA_platform theme, and we're going to set that equal to Qt5CT. Okay, cool. We should probably give it the full, should we give it the full path? Probably not. It's just saying the required value is QTC. So let's just do that. We'll try that. Close that out. Click OK. Click cancel. Oh my gosh. What? What? What?
Your sister needs us to come get her.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. Seems like my sister, buddy, shush. No, sir. No, sir. You know better than that. Anyway, seems like my sister has gotten a little too drunk. She's going to need some family help to come pick her up. But, okay, so we got that. Etsy_environment. Add. What? Etsy_environment, or Etsy environment. I just said it through my KSHRC. But Qt5CT, wouldn't that work? Yeah, there we go. That works just fine. All right. But it's kind of weird in how it's done. Okay. Yeah. We will definitely be working on this, but I'm sorry, boys. We're going to have to cut the stream early here because got to go take care of the sis. Got to make sure she's okay. I mean, family got to come first sometimes. So I'll probably just have another stream later on tonight for just theming. We'll just sit around, try to get the Dracula theme in Kdenlive, and we'll attempt to theme GIMP later whenever I get back. We'll take care of that. But I will go ahead and say tomorrow, I don't have it scheduled yet. I'll have it scheduled after the stream later on tonight. Tomorrow we're going to be going back into Rust finally. So if you've been looking forward to the Rust live streams, that'll be where it's at. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. And everybody, hope you have a good one. And I'm going to have to go out here and apologize to my mom for taking a tone with her, because I definitely took a little bit of an agitated tone there, mainly because I couldn't hear over freaking Buddy's barks. He's so loud. But I'll see you guys. Have a good one. Bye, everybody. Take care. See you.